This is your WW3 news of a Wednesday morning. Now, regarding the topic of mass immigration out of control on every level, it would have been more easy to pin the blame on these elements which come on small boats who invade Europe. And we all know what they do and what type of impact they have on society. Okay. They're just only the cause of the problem. You've got to find out who permits these things, because there's always a political responsibility to these things. And it's our responsibility to say, no, we've had enough. We can't, say, receive all of Africa in the continent of Europe. It's impossible. Politicians, the lefties, especially them with their crazy narratives and politics, an upside-down clown world of doing things. And the fact is, they make you believe the insane things which they're doing. They want to make you believe it's the normal thing. And if you even criticise, was it Islam or immigration and negative things about it, says you're a racist, you must accept it. Let's say it's a normal thing. It's not a normal thing for no type of society. You undermine the values, the society, with mass invasion of individuals who do not have anything in common with us. In most cases, they despise us, hatred and stuff like that. I think they are the same people who had these as slaves. Then they liberate them in a certain way, and afterwards they return to be slaves. Repopulation, genocide, cheap labour, a fuel tank for future voters, because I don't think anyone in their right mind who like it to vote, communists and these liberals anyway in the first place, because let's face it, they do not reason in a logic way like more people do. And you can say they're a bunch of nutters in this case. And quite right, you can criticise them in that way, because the way the reason's not logical, they're not using common sense. It is up to us to push back, because you think you can certain politicians are going to say the day and restart tackling problems. There are some who really say no to this. As the rest, they are part of the so-called charade, basically. And immigration, like I mentioned in past videos, I used to live in the United Kingdom. In the beginning, the 60s, 70s, 80s, for most of the time, we never had those problems. There were mixed marriages, people got on together. Today, we're flooded by individuals of males of military service age, savages who don't understand not even one word of the language. They're violent and primitive as well. You don't see women and children on these boats or doing the so-called migrant route, because they probably come from North Africa, Libya, and so on, or they come from Eastern Europe, Belarus, Lithuania, Those are the routes which they take. These are routes done on purpose. And obviously there are traffickers, criminals behind it who lucre on it. There's a type of organised crime behind it, or some type. And don't forget, these people are not refugees or persecuted by some tyrant government from their lands which they came from. They're all economical migrants, and they play the card of so-called refugee or asylum seeker. You would imagine who really runs from away from war or real persecution, they would make such much fuss. Most of these people are touchy, fussy, and they do horrible things to the local people, as we all know, like in United Kingdom, grooming gangs, or the latest migrant has sexually attacked a young girl or woman. It's getting too common, these type of things. And these type of things we cannot accept, because it will become a normality. These people come, do horrible things, and they get the red carpet treatment, which I don't think it's fair. They say charity begins at home. We should think about our problems in our own country and so on. This is not being racist. This is really having a genuine interest to the country. Those politicians who favour this type of importation of third world poverty and problems and stuff, they do not have a certain love towards the nation and towards the people. They hate them. We are despised of these politicians, lefties especially. Lefties should say the majority. They tend to have a syndrome of Stockholm towards criminals, these boat people and so on, because they think in an opposite way. Just say at the end of the day, they hate middle class people, and it has demonstrated most often the way they behave, the way they speak, and so on. This is communism in its new clothing. Liberalism, globalism, what is it? It boils down to communism anyway, of a new type. And you know, we all know what type of kettle of fish that brings for us. Freedom of speech, democracy, all those things do not exist in a world like this. We have to be all equal, we have to be all poor, all ignorant, and living in appalling conditions. This is what communism is all about. And while the high-ranking politicians are living in the world of luxury, it's a bit like a page out of a dystopian science fiction movie or book. Orwell 1984, Brave New World. You know, it's a mixture of those.